Crowning the Spanish brand's popular family hatchback range are two new high-performance derivatives, Seat León Cupra and Cupra 280. Both versions are powered by a 2.0-liter turbocharged petrol engine designed to rev highly with a sporty exhaust, maximizing the oral spectacle. Developing 350 Nm of torque from just 1,750 revolutions per minute, the Cupra promises to be a flexible performer. There are three body styles to choose from, as from spring 2015 the street Cupra estate joined both the 3-door SC and 5-door hatchbacks, all with an electronically limited top speed of 155 miles per hour. Improved performance kickstarting the range is the 261 bhp Cupra, only available with a 6-speed manual gearbox and the 3-door body. Its dash to 62 miles per hour takes just 5.9 seconds. Opt for the more powerful 276 bhp Cupra 280. The number comes from its power figure quoted in PS, and you have a choice of 3 and 5-door forms, as well as the street, all available with 6-speed manual or DSG automatic gearboxes. The manual versions reach 62 miles per hour in 5.8 seconds. The automatic's 0.1 seconds quicker still. Visual makeover. The Seat León's sporty looks are amplified in Cupra guise. Larger front air intakes in the bumper complement the full LED headlamps, while at the rear deeper skirt and twin oval exhaust pipes give it a purposeful stance. Unique 18-inch alloy wheels are fitted to the Cupra with red brake calipers visible through them. Inside there's a special Cupra steering wheel, dark gray Alcantara-trimmed sports seats and aluminium pedals and door sill finishers. Opt for the more powerful Cupra 280 and highlights include a different design of 19-inch alloy wheels, gloss black exterior trim and a rear roof spoiler. Inside the Cupra 280 also benefits from standard SATNAV. Sporting changes. Significant changes have been made to make the Seat León Cupra an enthusiast-satisfying sports hatchback and estate. A mechanical differential lock can send up to 100% of the power to either of the front wheels when needed, but its main brief is to improve traction and cornering agility. A sharpened steering response further aids the experience. In addition to comfort and sport modes for the chassis, drivers can also select Cupra mode, turning the wick up on all the car's responses. Thrill seekers will be pleased to know the electronic stability systems can be switched completely off if desired. Affordable running costs. Despite the performance seat claims, all models of León Cupras will return over 42 miles per gallon and emit less than 157 gkm of CO2. All Cupras feature stop-start and energy recovery systems to further reduce the thirst for petrol. Seat León Cupra 290. At the Frankfurt Motor Show in 2015, the Spanish firm announced an upgrade for the high-powered Cupra. It now makes 290 PS, which equates to 286 bhp. That means 0.62 miles per hour in 5.7 seconds for DSG-equipped cars and 5.8 for manuals. Sub-8 Performance Pack. You can further enhance the look and performance of your Cupra by fitting the Sub-8 Performance Pack, which includes some stickier tires, new alloy wheels and Brembo brakes. This pack's name refers to the firm's attempts to break the 8-minute barrier for one lap of the famous Nürburgring racing circuit in Germany. Read on for the full Seat León Cupra review. There's no diesel engine to choose here, and both petrol models produce within 20 bhp of each other, so Seat León Cupra performance is much the same regardless which model you opt for. No matter whichever you choose, you'll happily class them as properly quick. León Cupra supposedly 15 bhp down on its bigger brother, but thanks to a matched peak torque of 350 Nm all the way from 1,750 to 5,300 revolutions per minute, you'll never notice on the road. In fact, even driving them back to back you'd struggle to tell a debadged pair apart, but then the 265 doesn't sound so cool for pub bragging. Still, that wall of torque means power is available from the off, and no matter what gear you have selected, forward motion is properly in your face. In fact, few hot hatches feel quicker than either of these pair. The 265 is only available with the manual gearbox, and only in 3-door SC form too. If you want 5 doors, an estate body or a gearbox that changes ratios itself, then the more powerful 280 is your only option. We suspect that while the 265 is just as good, the extra equipment and power and bragging rights of the latter will ensure it proves the most popular in the UK. That 6-speed manual gearbox is easy enough to use but strangely short-geared in 6th. 70 miles per hour is only just under 3,000 revolutions per minute, while the 180 bhp FR models sit at a far more palatable and efficient 2,450 revolutions per minute at the same speed. León Cupra 280, essentially the same engine as in the regular Cupra but with the volume knob turned up past 11. The 280 signifies this model deploys an extra 15 bhp over its brother. For those looking to hold their own down the pub, this is an important detail, but in the real world it matters not. On paper the 280 will sprint from 0.62 miles per hour 1/10 of a second quicker, 2/10 if it has DSG fitted, than the 265 manual car. Street estates are 3/10 of a second slower than the 5-door hatch counterparts. The DSG box is well suited to the car, though it only has 6 speeds and suffers from the same problem in this respect as the 6-speed manual. A 7th gear or longer final drive would improve matters for cruising. Still, it shifts smoothly and quickly, and only the disappointing plastic paddles behind the steering wheel let the experience down. It's uncanny just how much grip the seat León Cupra has. You'd be forgiven for wondering whether there was some drive being sent across the rear axle, such as the level of composure and balance. It's wholly front-wheel drive though, and if 276 bhp sounds a lot to be pushed through the front wheels, you'd be right, but with the mechanical differential fitted as standard there's little telltale scrabbling from the front rubber. In fact, there's little tugging or pulling of the wheel while the system does its work either. You have to drive the León Cupra or Cupra 280 like a proper hooligan to get any whiff of misbehavior from the front wheels, and speeds would be unsuitable for crowded UK roads, so you'll never likely notice. It doesn't feel quite as precise or handle as sharp as a Renault Sport Megane. The Leon's more bludgeon blunt and scalpel sharp, but overall it feels more stable. You can get on the power while cornering far earlier than you would have imagined too. The old racing adage of slow and fast out seems barely relevant in this case. The adaptive chassis, known as DCC dynamic chassis control, is standard across the whole range and manages to mix comfort with control perfectly. Thanks to a rear anti-roll bar that is 1 mm thicker than that found on the sporty FR version, there's slightly greater resistance to roll, and of course, like other models with more than 148 bhp, the Cupra benefits from the more sophisticated multi-link rear suspension. The result is a sure-footed and composed chassis that takes it right to the top of the hot hatch class. Progressive steering is quicker to react to the driver's inputs as well, adjusting from 1.4 turns lock to lock down to 1.1 turns during quicker cornering. It's no Porsche when it comes to real-time feedback and feel, but for a front-wheel drive hot hatch there's plenty of information filtering through, and the weighting, even in heaviest setting Cupra mode, is well judged. If there's any criticism to be made of the seat León Cupra's interior, it's that it looks just like the regular Leon's. To be fair, that's not a bad thing. The standard car benefits from an attractive design and high-quality materials. It's just not that visually exciting, and little gives the game away. This is the performance flagship. There is a set of alloy pedals, a slightly thicker 3-spoke steering wheel with attractive stitching, and a smattering of Cupra badges. But the seats look just like the optional Alcantara items in the FR models, albeit in a different color scheme, and you have to look twice to notice the instruments now sport a gray rather than black background. Regardless of backing, they are clearly laid out and neatly designed. We would heartily recommend the optional bucket seats though, as they offer more support without any detriment to comfort. Regardless of how familiar the layout is, it's a great place to sit, helped by the low-slung driver's seat and excellent extension of the adjustable steering wheel. Only the lower dashboard plastics, those around the gear lever and glove box area, appear substandard, and on the whole quality is impressive. We did notice that the white trim on the door cards looked slightly aftermarket on a few cars though. It has to be said that previous generations of this car struggled, but the new seat León Cupra comfort levels are properly impressive. That's mainly down to the sophistication of the base chassis, as found in the regular León, León SC and León Street. It benefits, as do all Leons with more than 148 bhp, from the multi-link rear axle, which makes for more precise cornering and bump absorption at the rear. But what really makes the difference, despite the stiffer springs and increased rear anti-roll bar diameter, is the standard adaptive chassis control DCC. Regardless of whether you're driving a Cupra 18-inch wheels or Cupra 280 19-inch rims, there's no brittleness or jolting through the cabin like there would have been in previous models. In default comfort mode it's especially impressive, but even in Cupra or sport modes where the dampers are firmed up further, the ride comfort remains impressive. Currently the Cupra is only offered with the standard sport seat, as seen in the FR versions, with subtle bolsters but neat detailing and immaculate trimming in leather and Alcantara. From July 2014 deliveries though, the UK will have the option of more heavily bolstered bucket seats. There's no reduction in comfort but a massive increase in support, and we'd wholeheartedly recommend them. They'll make the car more desirable come resale time too. On the cars we drove, and we've seen this on other León models too, there was a fraction too much wind noise, but on the whole the cabin is refined and quiet, even with the sound generator enhancing the noise that makes its way through from the engine bay. The exhaust drone can become tiring at motorway speeds while in Cupra mode, but a press of a button delays this problem. There's only two models choose from here, the standard León Cupra and the more powerful León Cupra 280. The latter has more power and more equipment, but even the standard model doesn't skimp on features. Standard seat León Cupra equipment. All models of León Cupra come with DAB radio, automatic LED headlights and exclusive Cupra body styling for the bumpers. The larger brakes have red calipers and the rear of the car sports dual oval chrome exhaust pipes. Inside there's a set of seats finished in Alcantara and leatherette, full LED illumination for the ambient lighting, automatic dimming rear view mirror and rain-sensing wipers. Underneath all benefit from an adaptive chassis control DCC which alters the damper's reactions to the road underneath and can be individually set by the driver. By far the biggest influence to the way the car drives is the mechanical differential on the front axle, which can apportion up to 100% of the power to an individual wheel if required, though in reality simply reduces unwanted wheel spin when cornering, making the León Cupra more agile. Neither of the Cupras currently benefit from the free tech pack as found on all other Leons in the current range, but while the Cupra 280 makes up for this with its LED lights and sat-nav, the 265 does without the latter and is the only León for sale in the UK that does so. It seems strange to us, and we wouldn't be surprised if that changes as time goes on. For now though, unless you are a fan of your TomTom, it's almost reason enough to buy the £1,250 more expensive Cupra 280 model. On top of that, the Cupra 280 adds 19-inch wheels rather than the 18-inch rims of the standard car, black door mirror caps, exterior moldings and interior panels, as well as a rear roof spoiler. The red brake calipers gain Cupra logos too. Optional seat León Cupra accessories. As mentioned on the standard León Cupra, you'd be wise to add the excellent sat-nav system which integrates neatly into the cabin, but apart from that both these cars are so well kitted out as standard there is little to add to the equation. Still, from July 2014 delivery in the UK, the sports bucket seats become available and are highly recommended for the extra support they offer without any penalizing of comfort. Sub 8 Performance Pack. This includes performance-focused upgrades including sticky tires, new alloy wheels and Brembo brakes. A full 5 stars for Euro NCAP testing based on the standard model means seat León Cupra safety is as good as it gets. That's down to the car's plethora of airbags, including an e-airbag for the driver, and its advanced safety systems. The stability system has been specially tuned for the Cupra model, and the Cupra Drive Profile allows for a 2-stage traction and DSP system with a final option for all intervention to be removed. All Cupra models are delivered with full LED headlamps for better vision at night thanks to their daylight imitating output, and will even alter their beam pattern after driving at speeds of 68 miles per hour or more for at least 30 seconds to improve illumination at motorway speeds. There's also multi-collision assist fitted as standard, which applies the brakes after a primary impact to lessen the chance of then rolling into other traffic or objects and causing more damage. You'll need to pay extra for the Adaptive Cruise Control ACC, which is an adaptive cruise control that will maintain a set gap between you and the car in front without any pedal intervention from yourself. The same applies for the front assist, which will warn drivers and if needs be brake the car to a stop if it detects an unexpected obstacle at city speeds. Both are based on the standard car, so seat León Cupra practicality is surprisingly good, sharing exterior and interior dimensions with the regular SC, 5-door hatchback and street estates models. The former has a slightly shorter wheelbase and the sleeker exterior means rear space isn't as abundant as its bigger brothers, but it's still perfectly acceptable for 4 adults. However, for those regularly using the rear bench, it's the 5-door versions that makes the most sense on account of their easier entry and exit. Regardless of which hatchback body style you choose, the boot space stays the same, both offering a useful 380 liters of space with the seats in place. The street outguns them at 587 liters. All cars come with split folding rear seats should you need to increase the capacity or carry longer loads. Inside the cabin, the doors have decent-sized pockets, but the glove box is frustratingly shallow and the underarm storage in the center console isn't big enough to be of any real use either. Interestingly, the lidded cubby in front of the gear lever, which so often failed to spring open on early Leons, is no lid free.